I stood alone against an active alliance of 50 players, but was able to capture numerous bases by quickly overrunning them. By the end of the second video in this series, I had a largely continuous settlement area. The highest priority was to expand my bases.
Ressourcen aufgefüllt.
It is no use to capture bases and lose them again immediately. My bases would have to hold with flak until my defensive troops arrived there. Since my settlement area was relatively compact, this seemed like an absolutely realistic scenario. I found yet another very easy to capture Black Star base, but it was getting harder and harder to find suitable targets. Big Red 1 was now placing flags on bases all around me and taking easily to capture bases themselves so that I couldn't take these. Attacking a base at such a great distance from the nearest of my existing bases carries certain risks. It requires me to place my artillery in the open, where it could be easily attacked by the opponent.
Die dachten wohl nicht wirklich, dass sie gegen uns eine Chance hatten.
The risk can be minimized by striking at lightning speed, hoping that the enemy will realize too late what really is happening.
Basis erobert.
Once captured, the base was quickly expanded and from then on would put pressure on the bases behind it. I always scouted my surroundings, and then on the southern highway I came across these units from Fudge 1, one of the two highest scoring players at Big Red 1. He had just brought 6 groups of Gazelle helicopters plus 9 groups of AML-60s across the highway and was certainly not planning anything that would help me. In particular, the helicopters in large numbers worried me. Also, Fudge 1 can only have so many groups on this map if he has bases. So, instead of attacking me, Big Red 1 is giving the strongest players bases on this map. This was really something that worried me. I would have to think about how to counter that. But it doesn't help to be frozen in terror. I have to get stronger myself. Therefore, I attacked another base, always keeping an eye on the many units along the highway. This airport base belonged to Alacran, the leader of Big Red 1. Moreover, its location makes clear that I intend to grow to the east. A link to my 3 isolated bases on the lower right would be ideal. The attack is underway and the troops on the highway are not budging. The player seems to be just messing around on other maps. This is good for me. If these units would come, it would be really hard for me. So many helicopters would decimate my cannon fodder and my attack would be stopped. A German saying is, insolence wins. This base is mine.
Bei so einer lächerlichen Verteidigung wollten die wohl verlieren.
Right next to the just conquered base, the player Kirk6 has parked several groups of AML-60 in front of his base. I first eliminate these units to be able to capture the base in the second wave, if Big Red 1 should give me the necessary time. In the north, Ferret 707 attacks my home base. This comes as a surprise. I had expected an attack of the isolated base in the north, but what does he hope to gain by attacking my home base? Since I have many other bases on this map, my home base would reappear somewhere else on this map after a few minutes. I immediately built the discounted T-55 tanks in the home base and resist the attack. In fact, nothing follows the first groups and I quickly replace the 2 defense towers that were destroyed. Fortunately, they don't cost that much concrete at a home base. At least the groups they smashed at my home base can't harm me anymore. It looks like someone reacted in anger because I took an airport base from their leader. It was not a well-considered reaction. Nevertheless, my position seemed precarious. My home base would not be defensible against a serious attack up there. The numbers of my opponent's helicopters were frightening. They had enough groups to attack me on opposite sides of my settlement area at the same time, which I would not be able to repel. So I had quite serious reason to be concerned. In this situation, I asked my fellow Desert Order teammates for help. Without hesitation, Enrico immediately agreed. I founded the Alliance Poison in base attack force, and the call of Enrico was followed by other players of Poison, knowing that it would be extremely difficult here. First of all, each player had only a home base on this map. These were active, motivated, and very experienced players. But would that be enough? Would I be able to get these players each at least a first base beside their home base on this map? Or would this attempt be nipped in the bud by Big Red 1? That's exactly what the next episodes of this series will show.